Just taking a good old WRX with the Sultan for a cruise. Turn off this radio for you. Taking it for a cruise before I get rid of it. Can't keep it no more. It's just too much in my garage and I don't have enough room. I need the money too. And there she is. I get about 4,000, 5,000 for it from LS Customs, and if not, I have people who will take it like 8,000, 9,000, maybe more. So here I go. For that, looking at the smoke radio right now. It's got a good stereo too. I think it's louder. I have a Canon Seminole. That's my looks kind of like my real Trailblazer. That's my daily now. This was actually my this was my last day at the driver, and it's been too much work. I've had the Buffalo. Last I had a Mesa, which was a Jeep. First I had the Buffalo. Before that, which is the first gen. The first gen Buffalo, which is more like, I made it look like an 06 Dodge Charger SRT, which I was originally going to buy, a real one. Other than I got a 4-door Mesa. I'm actually going to turn around, so we can go this way. And then, I've just been through all the cars, and I was going through had a couple different vehicles I was looking at. I got the Bison, which looks like, made it look like a 2013 Ram, Ram 1500, kind of an auto after one that I was looking at getting, never did. Then I ended up running out of a lot of money, and I didn't want to keep the Ram no more. Might get another one soon though. And then I had this, and I haven't sold it yet, and I got the Seminole again. I've had a couple Seminoles now, and the one that I have now is by far better. Straight. Really isn't a quick. It's like the real WRXs and STIs. They're not fast. They're just quick off the line. They're not technically fast. The top speeds are not even close to what they say they are. They're not that great on tracks, I don't think. I've never really heard anything overall great about STIs or Evos on tracks. I've seen Evos on... The Evos are actually the better track cars versus STIs that aren't, and WRXs definitely aren't. WRX is your base performance model. Really. There's the Lancer GSRs and stuff, but... those are about all you're going to get, really, if you want something more like this. That's the WRX's competitor, not the STIs. I would floor it on this road, but there's too much that can happen on this road. Yeah, it's like 260 horsepower, or 224 horsepower, which is real life. That's what the older WRX. This reminds me more of like an 04, 05. This one's more after like an 05, 04. I don't like how it revs up like that either. It's a lower model vehicle. I don't know what I've put on it. I know if I checked my old stats on, because I used to hack through to see what the vehicles to make it feel more realistic, and hack the stats of my vehicles, but the two other Sultans that I had were nothing. This is definitely the worst with the revving, constant revving, automatic transmission. I have it set for modding for manual transmission. Go ahead, pick up. Wow, what an asshole. Get rid of that. I was looking into maybe if I was, before I got the Seminole, I was going to replace it with like another Ram or something, but never went for that. I'll go back here for a second. Don't hear that very often. I don't want to keep all these cars in there like that. I am looking to buy the Ruiner right now. My friend, he wants $1,500 for it, and I said I'd get it off his hands. He's got it looking more like an older Firebird. I'm usually post to YouTube often either, so just have a little bit of fun with it if I can. Doesn't seem like it wants to. Just doesn't seem like that type of car. This is that conventional. This is that straight line car. It doesn't feel like an actual doesn't feel like a real Subaru. It reminds me more of the IS300 in a lot of ways. Oops, slipping the horn again. Get up here now. I'm gonna try and burn out with it. Steering on is pretty shitty too. Never been a fan of the steering with this car. I think the Kuruma, I haven't really driven the Kuruma yet except for once. I didn't get to take it for a full test drive, this was my friend's. He would have probably let me, but I also drove the test of the Guardian. That was a more odd feeling truck too. Just had that odd feeling to it. On dirt roads, this thing doesn't feel right. It does, but it doesn't. I will actually say this though. It is, of all the vehicles, it does have the best feeling on a dirt road. It is pretty smooth, and you wouldn't think it would be, but it really isn't, because it really isn't that big of a vehicle. It isn't at all. It's a pretty small car. Let's see. I can give it all the pedal I want, but it's just still, it slacks. It lags a lot of what it lags that mainstream Subi or Evo feeling, like the STI feel, the WRX feel. This doesn't really feel, this feels a little bit more, it's more quirky than an actual WRX, and this is just stock right now. It's not as fast, it's just quick, it moves quick because of the all-wheel drive, not a true four-wheel drive. I wanted that true four-wheel drive, and you don't get that with the Sultan. You do get it with something like a Seminole or something like that, because those are true 4x4 vehicles. This is just like all-wheel. This is the actual real all-wheel, or it's all-wheel drive. It's not really real four-wheel drive. I'll go straight on test real quick. That. Okay, here we go. It is a pretty quick car. It's up there pretty good, but still got its it's still too quirky of a car. It doesn't have the feel you would expect from a vehicle like this. And it's said to be the fastest sedan in the game. It really isn't. The ball flows faster. I've tested it against the Tailgater. They were really evened out, stock for stock. I think the Tailgater was a little bit quicker. Still not a slow car anyway. It's not slow. It's just not overly fast like it's built to be. It doesn't have that. It just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like what it's supposed to take after. And I mean, if it's supposed to look more like an IS300 or an Altezza, then it should really, I would think it's more, the type of vehicle to be rear-wheel drive. Not four-wheel, but that's, or all-wheel, but that's how they do it. Very specific with four-wheel and all-wheel. That's about all right there. That's about all I'm going to do. I'm going to take it back in the garage and that's it. Around this fucker. like passing people on this road, but it doesn't feel like just doesn't feel like you're going 45 on this road. It feels like you're going like 20. Because you kind of are, especially these assholes. Wow. Fucking audacity. Oh, like that, I guess. But you can't. I think you can, it just doesn't show up. Flipping people off behind you. It doesn't show it when you're first person. My battery is also dying on the phone, so this is the garage right here. It'll be kind of fast. Probably give it a little bit of a boost for you too. Okay, well that's her last drive with me. So there you go. If you enjoyed.